Hello everyone, leelee here, and welcome back to another episode of This Month in Phantom Forces. In this video, I will cover everything from the month of July, and just a quick note, I probably sound different because I'm away from home and I don't have access to my regular setup. However, by the time the next video comes out, everything will be back to normal. So starting off with the main game updates, we had a very big one, which was the annual July 4th update. This update contained a lot of different things. The new map Mirage was added, as well as a map and game mode voting system, which is very experimental and will likely be removed or changed in the future. Also in this update was the addition of the long-awaited FAL. This variant specifically is the FAL 50 and is a battle rifle unlocked at rank 107. Those were probably the biggest parts of the update. As for some more minor things, the third-person gun models were also redone by Mardiman 1. The Honey Badger was moved back to the Carbines class from the assault rifles, and the VSS got increased recoil. The standard knife melee also got a damage buff to a minimum damage of 55. Desert Storm also had a slight layout edit change, and there was also a UI update included that will now show your loadout on the deploy screen. We talked about that last month from the test place. It has now been moved over, so you can see your loadout now without having to go in and check in your guns. You can see it before you deploy. Lastly, there were also some pretty more minor changes with the update. Some map thumbnails were updated, there were edits to attachment descriptions, and the chat character limit has been increased to 200. And a bug was also fixed to now show the server version in the lower right corner. That is all for the main game updates in July. Moving on to the test place changes, we had a little bit going on, not a ton of stuff, but still notable things. First, the L2A3 PDW and MP1911 machine pistol were added into the test place. The L2A3 specifically has had some mixed reactions from the community so far, and it will be interesting to see how it does in the main game, given that it has a very limited amount of attachments that can be put on it, and its iron sights are, in my opinion, kind of atrocious. But people say it's mostly for hipfire, but if you want to do things at longer ranges, the iron sights kind of hurt it. Also added into the test place was the G3 battle rifle, which faced a large amount of criticism upon its rival about its stats. People, however, need to remember that the test place is, well, for testing, and that things added in are not always an accurate representation of what the final product will look like. Also added in was the revamp to the highway map, which I've known about for a while, and it's nice to see that it's in the game finally. And highway has been one of those maps that hasn't really had a ton of updates throughout its course in the game. Its flaws have definitely been recognized by now, and hopefully this revamp works to fix those. Alongside the highway revamp, another map was added in. That is called Black Site. This map is really cool, but unfortunately it might not make it into the main game soon, as Hypo said on the subreddit that, quote, Black Site is not really in a playable state as it stands right now and was mostly put into the test place for collision testing and some flow. That is all from the test place in July. Moving on to our featured Reddit posts, we have a post first regarding the subreddit moderator applications. Submissions have since been closed, and now we wait and see who made it as a moderator if you're interested in that. Next, we had some awesome fan art of the new FAL from Reddit user Blorgus, also known as Flaming Swiffer Duster. You might recognize some of his other art that you can see in-game. Really good stuff from him. Next, we got an update video from Lito, something that he did in the past but has stopped doing a while ago. This video covers some recent updates and their reasoning, and hopefully he can get back on track doing video updates again. I always kind of like that kind of thing. Next, we had a post from Shaylan talking about the development of Phantom Forces and how different things get updated and why some updates take longer than others. I would definitely recommend reading the post if you're curious about some of the behind-the-scenes information about updates. Next, we had another post from Shaylan that showed off a very large weapon spreadsheet. There you can see what is planned and what is in progress and whatnot. There are some very cool guns on there that have me excited for the future. Lastly, we have the meme of the month posted by FFG Adam, which is titled r/Phantom Forces IRL. We have also picked out a second meme of the month as we choose the most popular memes from the subreddit, and these two had pretty much the same amount of upvotes for this month. So the second meme is called "Good Thing They Added Map Voting," and it's posted by It's Century Steel. That is all we picked out from the subreddit from July. Moving on to some general Discord and community stuff, we first have a joke from the Stylis Discord where they had posted in the announcements that they would be banning half the players from the game. The funniest part about this is that people actually believe that they would do this. Some people really are that gullible, I guess. Next, a community survey for Fandom Forces was posted in the Discord that asks questions about various topics in the game. If the survey is still up by the time I upload the video, I will have a link to it posted in the description so that you may check it out for yourself. It is nice that Stylis is reaching out to the community for opinions on things, and I think it's a good step in the right direction. Also from the Stylis Discord, a roadmap text channel was created. There you can see what a developer is working on based on what they post in there. It's cool to get some insight into what is being planned and worked on for the game. Next, the Stylis Twitter account has some newfound activity. Previously it wasn't really used, it kind of popped up here and there, but it looks like Stylis is now going to be utilizing that a lot more, so definitely check that out if you're interested and follow it, and maybe turn on notifications for it if you want to get notifications about their tweets. I know I did. Lastly, a new update for Fandom Forces has been teased at us. It is being called the New Steel Update, and people in the community are speculating about what it could mean and what might be included in it. Another post for that was also made later this month that shows the date for the New Steel Update, when it will be coming, which is August 4th, 2018, which is right around the corner, so definitely keep your eyes peeled for that. I know I'm very excited for it and what it might hold. That is all we picked out from July. Just before I wrap things up, I think it's important to note that a lot of what we saw from Stylis this month was definitely more community outreach and communication, and I think that this is needed and is definitely a step in the right direction. The communication between Stylis and the Fandom Forces community has been one of the biggest criticisms that I have about them, and it's nice to see that they're being a bit more transparent along with just having better communication in general. Thank you for that, Stylis. That is all for this episode of This Month in Fandom Forces. I will have links to everything that I talked about listed in the description, so if you're interested in looking further into things, you can check that out. Thank you for watching, and I apologize for my horrible mic quality. I will see you in the next one.